Tony was a strong tenor. He's a strong tenor, and when I moved here from St. Louis and joined the choir, I loved standing beside Tony because he was a faithful member that knew his part. So the one thing I loved about Tony was when he saw me come in, I run beside him, he would slide me a sheet like that, and he would lean his head to the right, sing a little bit, and I knew when I got it because he hold his head up and he would smile. And I love that type of spirit. He didn't lock me out or anything. He made sure I knew my note, and we kept singing and praising the Lord. And one day, when we all get to heaven, I'm going to stand beside Tony again. This time, I'm going to know my note.
Frida, family, and friends of Tony Claborne, we want to express our deepest sympathies for your loss. Sister Ward's going to read an excerpt from John 14.
Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you to myself. But where I am, there you may be also. And where I go, you know, and the way you go.
I'm grateful for the short time that I had with Tony Claborne in the choir. He was a character. Be comforted in knowing that Tony was a Christian, and that one day we'll all laugh together and sing together again. I look forward to Christ's return and look forward to seeing my brother soon.
I know Tony gave me a tape before he died, and two of the songs on the tape were by Walter Hawkins, and they were two of my favorite songs. One of them was He's That Kind of Friend, and the other one was A Change. And as I listen to that song, I will always remember that Tony gave me that tape. So I wish you all comfort and love and peace in knowing that Jesus knows what's best, and he always answers prayers. We love you all. Hope to see you soon, Frida.
Hello, Claiborne family. My name is Malcolm Horde. I'm not a choir member, but I am a church member and was a brother in Christ to Brother Tony. Hello, Frida. How are you? We're praying for you and keeping you lifted in our prayers. I just wanted to say a few words to the family to allow them to know that Tony was someone who was more than just a choir member. He was a church member and a brother in Christ to me. He had a very good demeanor and a good Christian character that we could talk together and we could pray together. And he was just a cool kind of a person. He was mellow and laid back, and I enjoyed having conversations with him about the Lord and about his soon coming and how we could be praying and encouraging one another. I was surprised when I heard that Tony was in the hospital, and even more surprised when I heard about his passing. And it just hurt my heart, but to know that we had been talking about the coming of the Lord and getting prepared for his coming and what we needed to do in our personal lives and in our personal endeavors to try to draw nearer to the Lord, it encouraged me to know that I knew that that was the direction that he was going in. So I'd just like to encourage the family, and you, particularly Sister Frida, to be encouraged in the Lord, because he's soon to come, and we need to be preparing as Tony was preparing to meet his Creator and his Savior. I'd just like to read this small verse from the 57th chapter of Isaiah. It reads, "The righteous perisheth, and no man layeth it to heart, and merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come." And I'd like to think that the Lord has allowed Brother Tony to be prepared and secured and waiting for his soon coming, which we know will be very soon, as we see around us things that are happening in such overwhelming rapid succession. So family, take heed and be of good courage, and you be getting ready so that you can be where Tony has prepared a place by his life here on this earth as it will be in heaven. So thank you very much, and God be with you and comfort you and keep you as we continue to pray for one another. God bless you.
Just want to say a few things about Tony. He was a really good friend. He cared about his choir. He cared about the members in the choir. He always showed me kindness. He always came and gave me a good hug and asked me when we was going to do his song. So he knew how to put a smile on your face, and I just really liked him for his spirit, for the type of attitude that he brought to the choir, just the kind of friendship that he portrayed. He was a mild-natured man and just, very nice. And I'm going to miss that a lot about him. To the family, you have my deepest sympathy. It's funny, I had just texted him the night before asking him how he was doing. And unfortunately, he did not text me back. So I feel a big loss. And I do sympathize with you very much. But I want you to be encouraged and know that God is with you at this time, that you're not grieving alone. You have someone here that loved and respected him. Tony was very giving individual, and we're going to miss him very dearly.
Just wanted to say a few more words about Tony. I'm just going to really miss seeing him in the choir. He was our man that stayed with us. He dealt with the ladies. He didn't mind dealing with the ladies. So I'm going to miss seeing his smiling face and him making jokes or kind of throwing us off by some off-the-wall thing he just said that we didn't know what in the world was he talking about. We're going to miss that because that was him. That's how he related to us, and we couldn't help but, we would turn just to see if he was going to say something at a particular time. So we're going to miss seeing his smiling face. I didn't ever really get to know him outside of church, but we had a last little singles thing that he hosted, and it was really, really fun, and he turned out to be the only guy there too. But he felt comfortable in his manhood, and he said he didn't have a problem with it. He was going to work hard to try to get some other fellas there. But we had a really, really good time, and we just enjoyed being there and fellowshipping with him, and he could cook too. He could cook. He was a really good cook, and I'm going to miss that. I'm also going to miss that he never failed whenever he was here to, give me a hug and to kiss me on my cheek. And I told him that I appreciate that because it just made me feel really good, and I'm going to miss that from him. And to the family, Frida, I love you dearly. You're my friend, and I love you. And I'm just sending my love and sympathy to the family. Just put your hand in God's hand, and He will help you through. I know it's easy sometimes for us to say things and not necessarily know where the other person is coming from, but we've all had some loss, and so I just want to give you my deepest love and sympathy, and if there's anything that I can do for you or your family, just let me know and I will be there for you.
I'd just like to say that Tony was an awesome young man. When I met him with a hug. I guess I came from a huggy, kissy family. And he also would always greet me that way. And he always had good great, kind words, encouraging words. My family was kind of going through some things, and he would always meet me with that big hug again. And what I really remember him so dearly and so much about is that every morning he would send me the word of faith. And when I plugged that computer in, I was always looking for that email from Tony. He was very, just a happy-go-lucky guy. And he always said he would always make little remarks in the choir. He would just always be back there in the back by himself and just make just funny sounds, and everybody would just start laughing, not knowing, well, where did that come from? But Tony was just that kind of person. He was full of life, just always joking, laughing, if I can use those terms. And one thing I remembered that kind of connected us close as single people in God. He was such a giving and such a caring person. I had a cousin that had a master's degree and could not find a job, and he went out of his way to try and get her on where he was working. Then he gave me a couple of calls, and he says, you know what? Second thought, I don't think she want to work at this place. I really don't think she want to work here because I'm trying to get away from here myself. So it's just, I have nothing but good memories of Tony. And to Frida and the family, I just want to say our prayers are with you. We feel what you feel. We are just like you as a complete whole. And I just want you to know to hang in there. God will see you through this. I've had 4 deaths in 2 months, and God is seeing me through. So I just want to let you know to be encouraged. God is there for you. Tony will always be remembered but never forgotten. God bless you all. Thank you.